Hi, my name is Aris, and I'll be sharing with you my experiences with the Cultural Plunge. I visited the Japanese American National Museum and a Buddhist temple, both located in LA. I decided to go to the Japanese American National Museum because I always drove past it whenever I was home in LA. I never went in because of parking situations and having to parallel park. I just avoided it. But since I was always interested in the culture, I decided to give it a try. I decided to go to a Buddhist temple for my second cultural plunge because I'm not really religious, but my friends are, and so they always talk about going to temple during their zodiac year to wish away the misfortunes that they may have for the following year. So I thought it was pretty interesting, so I decided to go. On the Friday that I went to the Japanese museum, I didn't really plan on going to the Buddhist temple at the same day, but while I was walking to my car and looked to my left, I found an alleyway with a Buddhist temple inside. So I thought it was pretty convenient and up to fate, I guess. For my first cultural plunge experience, I'm going to take you to the Japanese American National Museum. Some information on the museum is that it's located in Little Tokyo in Los Angeles, and that's a two-floor museum with an art room and a history museum. Now I'm going to present with you what I learned in the museum, such as the history and the background information. Here's a picture of a Japanese couple immigrating to the US, and the caption next to it says that the Japanese moved because of a drought and how they wanted to follow the American dream. The Japanese workers were popular because of the Chinese Exclusion Act, which said that there would be no more Chinese laborers, and thus the high demand for Japanese workers increased. They worked very hard for a low wage, but were not able to become naturalized citizens. The picture shown here is an example or replica of the Japanese concentration camp during World War II. About 120,000 Japanese people were incarcerated in these concentration camps, and around 2/3 of them were Japanese citizens. In the museum, there was a whole floor dedicated to a World War II memorial and showcased a numerous amount of pictures and videos. Even though the Japanese immigrants had a rough time with World War II and immigrating to the US, there were still some other things that the Japanese people valued. One example being education. The first generation Japanese immigrants believed that education was a gateway towards better employment, but because of their heritage, they would soon see that it was not. Even though having a higher education did not ensure a job, the Japanese really focused on school because they wanted to succeed and have a fulfilling life. Here's a report card from Roosevelt High School in 1938, which showcased the classes that George Yoshida took and the grades he got. Because the Japanese were not allowed in American schools, they attended Japanese schools in their communities, with etiquette being one of the biggest subjects that they learned. Now I'm going to share with you the traditions and customs of the Japanese people. Just like how in America, how holidays are celebrated, the Japanese celebrate their holidays through festivals, also known as matsuris. One of the most popular festivals would be on New Year's, Girls' Day, Boys' Day, and the Obon Festival. Some things that they wear during these festivals are kimonos and yukatas. Some of the most popular religions that the Japanese believe in would be Buddhism, Shintoism, Christianity. A common practice would be when a house member passes away, there would be a shrine in front of their doorway honoring their life and memories. Art is a very big thing in Japan because it sparks the creativity of each individual. At the Japanese museum, the first floor was dedicated solely to art, and here are some examples of many art pieces that I got to see.
Created using Powtoon.